Hey guys, it's been literally one day since I have recorded my last anti-haul, but the last anti-haul that I have just recorded, I haven't even posted it and I'm already recording a second one. So this is now going to be anti-haul number 2, but I am going to spread them out a little bit. Anyway, so let's get into it. So the first thing on the list is the Rose brushes by Storybook Cosmetics. I know Storybook Cosmetics came up in my last video. I definitely don't have anything against them, but their things just don't really speak to me. I mean, if you have a look in this picture, the actual handle is so thin. Ferrule is really thick. It just looks like, again, just like with the Harry Potter brushes, this just looks like they're just going to be so imbalanced. They just look crazy. It would be interesting to feel how heavy they are, but they just look crazy. That's just something that I'm just not really interested in at all. Again, I understand people want to do something different and I'm all for that, but this is just a little bit too crazy. The next thing, just sticking with the whole brushes thing, is the mermaid tail brushes. You saw my review on the fishtail brush, the one that looks like this. I wasn't feeling it. The mermaid tail brushes, I'm not too sure who makes them. I'll find out. I'll put the name up if I find who makes them. But these weird shaped brushes, I'm just not feeling. So the next thing is the Eevee blender. Recently, Eevee blender. Okay, let's just. The Eevee blender looks like the Beauty Blender sponge, but it is made of silicone and it's also textured. It's not smooth like the silicone beauty sponge. It's textured, and I have seen some reviews and they are not. I haven't seen a positive Eevee blender review as yet, so I'm just not really looking to get it on that respect. But then also the fact that they came attacking, I think it's Sparkage, like from there I just can't respect you, telling her, okay, well, you're using it wrong and people might think that you're a professional. And it's like, listen, these items are created for consumers, regular consumers who are not professionals. So what point were you trying to make by saying that about her? I don't understand that. If, like, I'm not a professional, I know that a lot of the people who I watch on YouTube are not professional makeup artists. And when these people are making cosmetics and making sponges and brushes and this and that, you're making them for the regular average person. So the regular average person should be able to pick up your item and use it. But why are you telling this other person who is a consumer, because she bought the item herself with her own money, just like any of us would, she's being scrutinized because she is not, like, please. I can't deal with people like that. They sent her an email sending her a cease and desist, and then they said that they'd never sent her a cease and desist, and then she's shown the cease and desist. It's like, your company is a mess. You are a mess. I'm sorry. This is one of those companies that I feel like I can't get behind you because you are a mess, okay? And on that same road, we're going to be talking about Z Palette. I'm not into Z Palette anyway, simply because I feel that any palettes that I custom make should come in that brand's own custom palette. Like, for example, the Inglot custom palette that I made, I got the Inglot palette that they make for those shadows. The same with my Kiko custom palette. I use the Kiko palette that comes with, which was made for those shadows, etc, etc. I like to keep all brands like together, so I'm not really into the whole Z Palette thing. But then for what they were doing in regards to the way they were treating their customers on, I believe it was Instagram or Twitter a couple of months ago, you know, that just left a bad taste in my mouth. You know, they have brought out something called the Z Potter. It was supposed to be like this little hot plate looking thing, and you're able to put your single shadow on it or whatever it is that you want to depot, and it will heat up the bottom of the pan and you're able to easily depot it. Great idea. It's very expensive for what it is, because you can apparently use your oven, there's other things that you can use. You don't have to necessarily buy this particular thing. And people were kind of like questioning it and whatnot, but their responses were ridiculous, and I just can't get down with people insulting their customers. That makes no sense to me. You got to understand that not everyone is going to like or support your items. There's going to be people who do, and there's going to be people who don't. And especially now in the world of social media, you've got a lot of people giving an immediate reaction to everything. And, you know, everyone's a social justice warrior. Everyone has something to say. It's kind of like, this is how it is. Why are you taking this so personally? It's not a personal thing. There's going to be people who buy. There's going to be people who don't. There's going to be people who question. There's going to be people who criticize. There's going to be people who praise you. You've got to take it all in your stride. I mean, Z Palette, you're a big company. Why are you taking it so personal? Explain what the item does, keep it factual, and keep it pushing. Like, that's it. Okay, next thing is the Tarte Unicorn collection. I mentioned Tarte in the last video, saying that all of their stuff is practically just brown, and I know this was the one thing that I mentioned that I did like, which was their unicorn collection, but at the same time it's still nothing special. You can find shimmer palettes and unicorn brushes and all of that, pigments, and you can find those anywhere. I don't actually see anything spectacular about that collection itself, but it is different in regards to what Tarte themselves have recently been doing. So it's no shade to Tarte. Like, Tarte, keep going in the direction of what you're doing with the whole unicorn thing. Like, keep stepping out of that comfort zone. But I'm just not gonna buy this particular one because I feel like I have these colors and shades in my collection elsewhere, and I just feel like it will be a waste of my money. The next thing is the BH Cosmetics Club Tropicana palette. This to me is just like, it's chaos. All of the colors are all over the place. Like, they don't make sense. Like, there's a red next to a blue, next to a green, next to a pink, next to an orange, next to a, and it's just kind of like, okay, there's no, what is the word? There's no uniformity. It's like, I like my palettes to kind of go from light to dark, or they're going from one color to another set of colors. It has to kind of, they have to just make sense, and this is just all over the place. And on top of that, I already have the Take Me to Brazil. I already have my custom palettes, which have a lot of pops of color in them. So I just feel like that will just be a waste of my money as well. Next thing is the My Couture bronzing papers. I saw Tati use these in one of her recent videos, and again, I really like the, it's new. It's just new. It's just different. It's different. It's intriguing, but I just don't see myself rubbing myself with paper to make myself bronze or to give myself a highlight. I don't see myself doing that. I think it would be great if, you know, you were just topping up a little bit, or like for highlight, if you were topping up a little bit on top of what you currently have, fine, but I can't see myself rubbing my whole face down for bronzer. It looks a little bit strange. Next is the Kylie Cosmetics and Kim Kardashian West liquid lipstick collection. Now, these look so cute. The packaging looks so cute, but I don't see, they all look the same. They all look nudish pink, and they might match my skin tone, but I don't really want to go out on a limb for 4 pinky nudes, which practically all look the same in the bottles. They all just look the same. The packaging is gorgeous, don't get me wrong, it's so pretty, but I just don't see why. And then here's the thing, you're always fighting with everybody else on the website to get things before it all sells out, and it's just like, oh my gosh, you're fighting a war to get cosmetics. No, it's okay, it's okay. And I would have thought that at this point now, that the Kardashians, Jenners, whatever, they would have figured out and seen by the data that we have so many people, X of millions or hundreds of thousands, who come onto our website every launch and buy everything. So maybe we need to double or the amount of product that we have on launch so that everyone's not fighting. Or maybe they just want that sold out status. Let me know what you think. Next is the Jeffree Star Vault. The packaging looks cute, but I don't understand the whole thing about vaults. Not everything in that collection is going to suit you. That's just my opinion anyway. I don't think that everything is going to suit everyone. So I'm not too sure why you would have like a whole, that's okay. You guys can have that one. Next is the Huda Beauty 3D highlighters. Everybody has highlighters. I've recently just put up a video about some Too Faced highlighters that I thought were going to be bomb, and they just weren't. They were so lackluster, and I feel like I'm at full capacity for highlighters. I can make a whole video about all the highlighters that I have, and I probably will make a video about all the highlighters that I have, and I've just got so much right now. It's just ridiculous. I am thinking about doing a makeup collection, whatever, at some point when I've organised it, because right now it's a goddamn mess. But I just feel like I'm at full capacity with highlighters, and I don't feel like anything that she has produced in regards to those 3D highlighters are anything special, but they look like everybody else's highlighters. Next is the Pur Cosmetics Trolls palette. Oh, it's back. Again, this is another palette that just doesn't make any sense to me. It's just all over the place. It's just crazy. But I guess when you think of trolls, you're not thinking of anything which is really like uniform or anything like that. It's all, I do like the colours. I do think that they're cute. But again, I've got these shades. I've got these colours everywhere, dotted around in other palettes. I don't feel like this is anything special. I do see how the colours in the palette matches up to Trolls. I get that. You know, you got that pop of pink, and they have like pink hair. You got purple, and they got purple hair, and they got green hair, and they're blue, and da-da-da-da-da. I get that completely, but it's just not worth me getting it. The Too Faced Fake It collection, like with all the bronzers, and didn't they come out with like a bronzer wardrobe? So I don't understand why this is needed. I don't get it. Like you already came out with a bronze wardrobe book thing with all of your bronzers in it. So what is the purpose of this? It just, anyway. And then a couple of things that I've seen on Instagram is that pull string bra. Oh my god. Every 2 minutes I scroll down, I see Black China advertising this pull string bra. And I understand she's getting paid to put on these videos, but it's like, okay, it pulls your boobs together. It doesn't lift it. It doesn't seem to do anything apart from move your boobs from here to here. They don't look that spectacular. I don't need it. I'm pretty sure that I'll be able to go to Primark and find a similar item for a hell of a lot less than what is being advertised. It's okay, you guys can keep your pull string bra. I will try it when it comes to Primark. Last thing on the list is the Sugar Bear Hair tablet. Oh my gosh, this is so irritating. The reason why I find it so crazy is that a lot of the time, the people that they're getting to advertise the Sugar Bear Hair tablets or gummy, whatever they are, whatever you want to call them, they get people who naturally have long, lustrous, curly, wavy hair, or people who are just blatantly wearing extensions. I know that this is like, honey, please stop. Like, who do you think you're fooling? It's like, I don't want no Sugar Bear Hair tablets, gummies, whatever. I don't want any of it. So those were my anti-haul items for this video. Again, if any of these items are things that you have purchased, you want to purchase, you want to try out, feel free. I'm not saying to you that you shouldn't go and buy them. I'm not saying to you that it's bad to go and buy these things. I just don't want them for the reasons that I've given. You know, if you like these brands, you want to shop with these people, do that. That's fine. I cannot tell you what to do with your money, nor can you tell me what to do with mine. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and put me on notification, and also share this video. And I will definitely see you in the next one. Bye.